Oh, here we go. We've got an alliance offer from Austria. Now, this probably will happen to you in your game as well. Austria kind of has a habit of offering an alliance to England early on in the game. And generally you'll probably want to accept it because Austria has a really, really good starting place in Europa Universalis this time. They have a really high chance of becoming the most powerful nation in Europe really quickly, especially if France falls. So, yeah, we'll accept it at this point. And now, as you can see, we can see all their territories and how big their army is and what they're doing. So that's always nice. So we just may as well speed up the game a little bit more. You can see it goes by much faster now in the fastest setting. So now you can see at the end of the year our money's increased way up to 127 ducats. So now we have some breathing space. We'll recruit some more regiments, why not? We'll recruit 3 more, that'll do. And the important thing is you don't want to recruit too much at once, otherwise you're otherwise what was I trying to say? Yeah, your maintenance costs will go way up, and you want to ignore that. Now you see when you hover over an army, you've got your army selection, so you can see what all the regiments are, what strength they are. You've also noticed at the top here there's no leader. Now whenever you click on this, you have the opportunity to select any generals that you might already have or that you've just recruited into your army. So we'll just click on the one we start with, Robert Knowles. He's a pretty good general, I will say. You can see he's got 1 in fighter, 3 in shock, 3 in maneuver, and 1 in siege, which isn't that bad. We'll go over what these mean when we actually start doing some battles. And we may as well do a battle now. We've easily outnumbered these rebels here, so we'll just right click our army, send it there, and we'll just turn down the game speed a little bit. So as you can see, this is the battle screen every time you come into battle. We've got our troops at the top and then their troops at the bottom, and then you've got like a little display of, like how they've lined up. So you can see their regiments there, our regiments there with our... Yeah, and this bar here represents the morale, and this is probably the most important thing I want to focus on in the battle. If you just look at the morale bars and compare them, you can quickly see who's going to win and who's going to lose the battle. Basically, as soon as one army runs out of morale, they've pretty much guaranteed to lose, even if they heavily outnumber the opponent. And yeah, just keep focusing on that and make sure you're winning. And you can see as it goes by, we're both losing troops. I'm losing a bit more morale. That's a bit disappointing, but it doesn't matter. Even if we lose this, we'll just regroup and take them out again. So you can see like loads of these little icons here every few days, and these basically represent random events and stuff that will affect the battle. The dice rolls basically, this will happen every time no matter what battle you face. This is just like the general look of the battle, how it going. And we've put a dice roll of 0 and they've rolled a dice roll of 6, so they're going to have the advantage here. And one thing to note through battles is, if you notice those 4... Yeah, you notice here at the bottom they've got the fire, shock and the maneuver and stuff like that. Each stage of the battle goes through these like I don't know what the word is, but you know what I mean. It'll go through each stage, so it'll go through a fire phase, then a shock phase, then a maneuver phase. And these like the different stages of the battle, and depending on what your troops' stats are in this battle will depend how well they do. And at the same time, depending on what your leader's stats in each of these 3 or 4 phases, depends on how well they do. So you can see in our phase, we're now in the fire phase, and their general will have a good fire. So their relative modifier from fire value from commanding leader compared to opponent's commanding leader. So that he has a better fire value than me. So he has a +1 advantage here. So you just watch it go through and see, our leader, our general has a really good shock value, so we're getting +3 for that shock. So you just watch the battle progress, and we may as well send in our newly recruited regiments. They'll automatically join the battle on our side. Oh, the battle's over already. So you get this little menu, this little screen whenever you win or lose the battle, and it'll just show you the losses on both sides. So we lost 2,200 men, which is alright, and they lost 649 cavalry, around 1,500 halberd infantry. So the one thing you'll want to do every time you win a battle is to immediately chase down the opposing army, because every time you lose they'll retreat into like a neighbouring neighbouring region, and just right click your army and follow it straight there. Because when you start the second battle in this new region, they'll start with a much lower morale score than you, so you'll always have the immediate advantage, and you might even wipe out the army entirely. So we'll just watch them. See, we even got there before them, which is that means we have the defender's advantage as well, which is really great. So we'll pretty handily win this battle here. Can you see they're already down to only around 3 regiments and we're up to 11. See, there we go. Almost wiped out the army. Not much left of them now, only around 2,000 men, so we'll just chase them into Cornwall. Send that new regiment as well. And there we, oh no, they're being awkward now. Only around 500 men left. We'll chase them down again. We'll quickly join them all together and chase them down. And you can see we've got, yeah, we've got 30 regiments. We'll keep that since we won't recruit any more cogs now. Okay. And there we go, the army's completely hunting down. Now that the domestic rebel threat is taken care of, we'll go and free Meath from Irish hands, and then we'll conquer these 2 provinces. So to get over there, what you need to do is, the English army will always start in London, so you just drag it over and you'll select it. You can see all our carracks and our cogs. Basically, you move them in the same way you move an army, but except this time it's on, you know, sea provinces instead. So right click over here into the Channel, which is the neighbouring province to Wessex. And navies tend to move quite fast. Now, see, make sure you have enough regiments that you can actually carry. So we've got 13 regiments, so we can carry 13. So all you do is get your army and right click it onto that province, and you see the marquee board up. And there we are. So you can see at the top here, this is our army that's boarded up. So we'll send it over to the Irish Sea here. I've tried. Yeah, that's pretty good. And now you can see here, to just unload them, you just click on that there. Now you've got the army selected, and just right click into the province that you want to unload to. And there we are, so we're engaging the Irish army here. We should easily win this. And see, they're losing a lot of morale. They are being a bit stubborn, but there we are. They lost at least twice as many men as us. So we'll chase them into Linz, and then we'll lay siege to that province. And there we go, their army got completely wiped out there, no casualties for us. And whenever you occupy a province, you get this little menu here. You got a little picture of the enemy city, a little shield to show who's controlling it, and then you've got the fort level, which is 1, and whatever the fort level means is how many regiments, you know, it's got defending. So it's got fort level 1, so only called 1,000 men defending it. And you've got this option here to assault, which you really don't want to do, especially early on in the game, since you'll usually fail quite handily. And all you need to do when it's sieging is to leave your army there, and we'll speed up a bit more. Oh, almost zoomed up. You can see already they're asking for peace, but you know, we'll just ignore them. And then you can see every month, you know, like an event will trigger, like they'll have a water shortage, or they'll have a food shortage, or the defenders will desert. And each time you can see, you know, this picture will get, all the buildings in this picture get like slowly and slowly like more on fire. And that just shows like the general health, if you could. Just ignore that. And that'll show like the general health of the town, if that makes sense. And see there's another food shortage, and already down to 960 men, and it's more buildings are on fire. And if you hover over this, it'll tell you when it'll probably surrender, which is within 6 months, but it'll probably increase. Oh. If you're wondering what all these are, basically when I chose not to hire any of those, you know, men for the court, other countries will pick up and, you know, say, you know, I want to have this artist, I want to have, you know, this spy master. And you can see they'll pay money to us to recruit them, which is always nice. So you get a nice little influx of money here from loads of different countries. Yeah, I'll just keep continuing. Ignore all these. You usually get lots of messages that are really not that important to you. more gifts, which is, you can see our money's shooting right up. There you go. And every now and then you'll get this little event which says walls breach, which is pretty self-explanatory. But what this means is when you assault it, you have a much greater chance of succeeding. So may as well go and show you what it's like. So just click the assault button, and you can watch their morale go down and our morale go down. Generally, you won't lose lots of men in the assault, but your morale will go down much faster than the defenders. You see there, we just succeeded, and you get something message saying the siege of Leinster was over, how long it lasted, and stability went up, which is always nice. So soon it'll be at +3. So whenever you conquer a province, it'll like have a it'll be kind of like striped in the colour of your nation. So you see it's red striped. So now that we've conquered their one and only province, just click on them there and then go on sue for peace. And you get lots of options, so you can offer them something, offer a white peace, which is basically return to the status quo, or you can demand something from them, or you can just outright annex them. And annex is basically just completely take them over. You know, their entire country will become part of yours. And then if you hover over them, you can see the cost of that. So we gain 10 prestige when we conquer them, but we also gain 3.2 infamy, which isn't that much, and that'll be fine. So we'll just click annex, and there we are. Our first English conquest. So we'll just go ahead and move right up to Munster, and soon we'll have them conquered as well. One thing to bear in mind is whenever you conquer a province, if you go on the revolt risk maps board, you can see, you know, it's kind of red compared to the rest of our provinces, and that because you've just conquered it, the populace will generally be, you know, the populace will be quite unruly and stuff, and they'll likely revolt. You can see the chance here is 7.4, so it might happen, might not. It won't really matter either way. We'll just easily crush it. So we'll just let them siege that there, and we'll just look around for a bit. We'll may as well put these in one of our parts. And something I noticed down there is you can see Munster, which is the people we're sieging now, has, you know, landed troops in our little French holding sea, and they've already taken Le Bord and they're sieging up there. But basically what that means is even if we conquer their only province here, we can't annex them because they're occupying one of our provinces. So once we occupy them, we'll have to send our troops down and clear this out, and then we'll be able to annex them. So we'll just let the game play through itself now once you go through the months. You can see at the top here, it tells us that we're at war, who we're at war with, and it tells you, you know, where the revolts are possible in your realm, which is always useful, I guess. That doesn't matter. So we can see in like France here, Burgundy's being invaded by Lorraine and possibly France as well, wouldn't check. Now there's a war of Liege bar in Lorraine, which the Burgundies should easily be able to take care of. Really, we want to hope that Burgundy stays quite powerful as long as possible, because they're going to be a really useful ally. Well, they might even be our ally, but still, they're going to be a really useful enemy of France, and we always want to keep France as weak as possible. So we've got another random event here. You know, you have no effect over these; it will always happen. So we've got here Henry IV embarrasses the court, and we've only got one option here. So as I click it, that means we lose one stability. I'm not too happy about that, but you know, there's nothing that can be done. So that probably won't happen to you, but they're already asking for peace, but it's not going to happen. There we go. We've quickly finished the siege of their province, and just noticed